Hi friends, welcome back. So we are continuing with chapter 5 and today's lesson will be 5.3, model regrouping for subtraction. The essential question for this lesson is, when do you regroup in subtraction? When do you regroup in subtraction? Think for a moment. What does it mean to regroup? And when do you need to regroup when you're subtracting? So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer the essential question. We'll start with listen and draw. Okay, it says, use tens blocks to model the problem. Draw quick pictures to show your model. So I'll begin by reading the problem. And then you can fill it out on your own. You'll have to press pause first. You'll fill it out. And then when you're ready to see my answer and to compare it, then you can press play. Okay, so the problem is, Wallace counted 21 butterflies in his garden. Then 7 butterflies flew away. How many butterflies were still in the garden? Pause here and work on your own. When you are ready to continue, press play. Okay, so 21 is what Wallace started out with, and then 7 flew away. So 21 minus 7. Some of you may have started by drawing 21. If you did that, you're on the right track. Okay, now we need to take 7 away. But there's only one here. So I'm going to go next door and get 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I traded 1 10 for 10 ones. Okay, now, are there enough ones to subtract 7? Yes, let's do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take those away. Okay, what do we have left? We have 110 and 4 ones. So 21 minus 7, 14. Exactly. If you did it a different way but got the same answer, that's fine too. There are many ways that you can do this. As long as you are remembering that you are the value when you borrow or when you go next door and get 10 more, the value of 21 does not change. You're just changing the way you see it. All right, so now we're going to move on to model and draw so we can practice together. You should be on page 330. Let's begin. It starts with the question at the top of the page. How do you subtract 26 from 53? Okay. What they mean by that, when they say how do you subtract 26 from 53, that basically means you're starting off with 53 and you're taking 26 away from it. You're subtracting 26 from 53. Okay? So, everyone look at step 1. Show 53. So they already did it for you by drawing the tens. You see? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3. Are there enough ones to subtract 6? No, there are only 3 ones. Good. Step 2. If there are not enough ones, regroup 110 as 10 ones. Okay. So now we are going to take 110 and trade it in for 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now let's go to step 3. It says subtract 6 ones from 13 ones. Can anyone explain or guess why they're taking 6 ones away from 13 ones? Remember, our original problem was 53 minus 26. So before we move on, let's review the steps. We drew 53, and then we realized we could not take 6 ones away from 3 ones. So we went next door and we got 10 more. That's what we did here, right? And we borrowed a 10, we turned it into 10 ones so that we could have enough ones to subtract. And now we're left with 13 ones. On going back, we still have to subtract 6 from 13. All right. Let's move on. Okay, subtract 6 ones from 13 ones. Let's do that. This is our 13 ones here. We're going to subtract 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take those, get rid of them. Yep. Now, we're going to move on. Oh, well, first let's look. 13 minus 6 is, how many ones do we have left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, don't forget about these down here. 7. Step 4. Subtract the tens, write the tens and ones, write the difference. We can do that. So we have 4 tens left, because remember, we took 1 away to turn it into ones. So 4 tens minus 2 is 2. 2 tens. And we learned from step 3 that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. So 53 minus 26 is 27. Great job, everyone. Share and show. You all know how this goes. I will do number 1, and then you will do number 2 and 3 on your own, and then check your work. Okay. Draw to show the regrouping. Write the difference 2 ways. Write the tens and ones. Write the number. So, these directions, let's count how many parts they have. Draw to show the regrouping. Step 1. Write the difference 2 ways. Step 2. Write the tens and ones. Step 3. Write the number. Step 4. Make sure that when you do it on your own, you follow all the steps. Number 1. Subtract 13 from 41. Remember, that means 41 minus 13, because you're taking 13 away from 41. First step, draw to show the regrouping. Well, they drew 41 for us. $41. Now, we need to subtract 13. But there's only one 1 there. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor. Yep, go next door and get 10 more. All right. Hey, neighbor, I need 10. Thanks for sharing. I wonder if any of you are having to share things with your neighbors, considering the quarantine. Okay, so now we have 3 10s and 11 ones. If this is confusing for some of you and you need to write the numbers on the side or on a piece of scratch paper, that's totally fine. I'll write it for you over here. So 41 minus 13. We regrouped, right? So now that becomes a 3. And then that's 11. So our next step is to subtract the ones. Can we take 3 away from 11? Yeah, we have enough. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. How many ones do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ones. How many 10s do we have left? Well, don't forget we didn't subtract our 10s, right? So we still need to take 1 10 away from 3 10s. Let's take another, let me use a different color so you can actually see that. We have 2 10s left. 2 10s and 8 ones is the same value as 28. Awesome. Okay, when you're ready, you can pause and do numbers 2 and 3 on your own. And when you're done, press play and see what I got. Welcome back. So check your answers. If you got the same thing and you're ready to move on, go ahead. If you'd like to take a moment to see how I did it step by step, you made it. All right, so now you know what it's time for on your own. You're going to draw to show the regrouping, write the difference 2 ways, write the 10s and 1s, and write the number. Please don't forget each step. I'll go over them again. Draw to show the regrouping, 1. 2, write the difference 2 ways. 3, write the 10s and 1s. And 4, write the number. Good. In a moment, you can pause and do that on your own by yourself. And when you are ready, you can press play to check your work. You got this, mathematicians. Welcome back. All right, so if you are all done with the on your own portion, you can take a moment to look through my answers and see if you got the same answers, if yours are correct. If you would like to see me do it step by step, stay tuned and I will show you after this. Okay, if you're here, then that means you were ready to see me do these step by step. So just follow along, and you will see how I solve these problems, following each step. All right, so for this one, it says draw to find out what was subtracted from 53. It might be easier if I talk it through with you. So I started off knowing that I had 53, right? And I have to figure out what did I subtract from 53 in order to get 34. So I look over here. I know that I'm going to have 30 at the end, right? So at least two tens have to be taken away somehow. So one of them I'm going to use to regroup. You see I did that with the lighter blue color. All right, now I need to take enough away so that there are still 4 ones, because my answer, my difference is going to have 4 in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many did I take away in order to still have 4 ones left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Right? Okay. So how many, that means I have 4 tens left, but I can only have 3. So I had to take something away from these 4 tens. If I take this 10 away, 1 10, then that leaves me with 3 tens. Do you get it? So 53 minus 19 is 34. Good job. Over here on the next page, for the problem solving, it says write or draw to explain. I hope that you remember to use cubed. It says Billy has 18 fewer marbles than Sarah. Sarah has 34 marbles. How many marbles does Billy have? So we need to see how many fewer, how many less does Billy have than Sarah. So we'll start with circling the numbers, right? I know that my numbers are going to be 18 and 34. And I need to figure out how many less, fewer, box the important word, Billy has than Sarah. My question that I underline, how many marbles does Billy have? If we know that he has 18 fewer than Sarah. Some of you may have done it this way. 34 minus 18. 34 is Sarah. 18 is how many fewer. We need to figure out how many Billy has. So some of you may have needed to draw for this in order to regroup, and some of you may have just done it by writing it out. So I'm going to take a 10 away from the 3 because I can't take 8 away from 4, and that becomes 2. This becomes 14. (14 minus 8 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. Good. Billy has 16 marbles. Okay, I was going to try to talk through number 12 as well, but we are at 27 minutes, and this only lets me go up to 30 minutes. So I'm going to do it quickly, and you can just kind of see what I did. Boom, there you go. You can pause here for a second if you need to kind of look over it. One thing I want you guys to really remember to do when you're doing word problems, don't forget cubed, and don't forget those important words, right? Cells, that tells you, the clerk cells, that the clerk got rid of, or there are 19 less, you know, like just remember those keywords. Here, fewer. Don't forget to look at those. All right, I gotta go before this thing cuts me off, but thank you so much for joining me for our Go Math lesson today. I hope it was helpful, and be on the lookout for 5.4. See you later.